bringing on the table the government, NGOs, UN agencies, and other actors was not a very easy task, in fact, especially in Lebanon. The work started actually with the Ministry of Social Affairs back in 2012. Specifications were developed for the Child Protection Information Management System that would help the ministry to oversee the work of its partner NGOs. However, after the Syria crisis and after the influx of more than 1.5 million refugees, in 2015, NGOs started to receive funding from international donors in order to respond to the crisis. There was a need to systematize child protection practices, and therefore they developed practical guidance, awaiting for the standard operating procedure that the government was working on to be published. After these SOPs were published around the same year in 2016, there was a need for a system that would tailor for both emergency and developing context. So the system needed was therefore not anymore just a system that would help the ministry to oversee the work of their partner in case management, but rather a system that would help also look at all the case management practice in the country, supported sometimes by international donors, and therefore also to kind of have an oversight on the trends and on the gaps in the country. So the work on this process changed. We created with the Ministry of Social Affairs a convergence committee that would work on converging the tools that were developed for the crisis into the ones that existed in the standard operating procedure to come up first with one set of standardized tools that would tailor for both contexts. After that, there was a possibility to revise the specification of the CPIMS for Lebanon in order to tailor for this bigger need and to ensure that everybody can use the system and it's applicable also in the response to the Syria crisis. So once the work of the convergence was completed and the specification adapted to the context, we make sure that all the case management agencies were involved in the contextualization of the CPIMS plus Primero. The case management task force in the country, which involved all case management agencies plus the government, was conveyed and was responsible to oversee the testing of the system for Lebanon. So every feature that was created or adapted was tested by case management agencies, by the caseworker, by the supervisor, and made sure that it responds to their needs. This helped to have a strong buy-in, on one hand, from the government, from the case management agency, and the feeling that this tool is a tool that they developed themselves. Therefore, it also mitigated a lot of other challenges related to the trust between government and NGOs, which were at a peak in 2015. Afterward, there was a need to basically convey and discuss the hosting arrangement for the system and the long-term sustainability element. These are discussions that take time, that are still ongoing, and we hope that will be addressed through the data sharing protocol, which will involve in its development all these actors again.